Welcome back to Contemporary Black Voices. And as usual, we like to, at this point, give credit to our producer and dictator, Carl Booker. No, Carl does a great job. He makes this all possible.
Yes, he does.
As well as doing a lot of other things that are catching, like unlike our Black Life Texas news magazine, that's really catching on. And if you haven't gotten a copy, make sure you go to an HEB or I think to a Jim's and get a copy of it. It's really a good contemporary newspaper dealing with our issues. So get back to hot topics. Are you a hero if you kill someone black? Daniel Penny right now is being perceived as a hero. What he did is he took a non-armed, innocent black young man into a chokehold and killed him. And folks, understand, he killed him. He killed that poor kid. And he wasn't harming, he's in the subway, doing his usual talk, but he wasn't jumping on anyone or doing anything like that. And this guy could have let him up when he subdued him. Then he had a couple other guys help him. And so all we do from the district attorney is get what? Second degree manslaughter when it was murder. To make things worse, he's received from one of the Republican candidates, I can never pronounce his name, he's East Indian, $10,000 for his defense. And I understand at this point, he's raised over $1 million. $1 million for his defense. So, to the group, are you a hero if you kill one of us? If you're white, you kill one of us.
It looks like that has been the trend. So if you look at the Arbery case, those guys became heroes. They raised a lot of money. The idiot that killed Trayvon Martin, he raised money. He raised money from selling the weapon he used to commit that murder. And so it's on and on. You can name case after case where these people have become darlings of the right wing for killing either a black person or a person who has been associated with black causes.
Like in Texas.
And so
that's in Austin. You have
Austin,
yeah.
He killed the white
Black
guy
Life
who was
Matters.
married to the black woman who was a paraplegic
from the war. She'd been
right. She's the hero. She's the one that went and lost her limbs in the war.
Right. Yeah.
But they made the guy, the sergeant that they want to parole. Before he even gets convicted, they want to parole him, but they've turned him into another and pardon him, another right-wing darling. So yeah, the answer to that is to a large segment of this population. If you kill a black person or you kill someone who's associated with justice or then they turn you into a darling.
And it was the governor that wanted to pardon.
Yes, that's correct.
Let's say Abbott, Governor Abbott wanted to pardon this guy. Before he wasn't even
he wasn't even sentenced. And he's already got a pardon. He already wanted to have a pardon waiting for him before he even got sentenced. And
so you see a whole. Go ahead.
See, what we have going on here is a modern day picnic, old school picnic, where at these picnics, back in the day picnics, this is a little critical race theory. I'm using it in terms that's
Tell them what picnic means, though.
Pick a nigga.
Right.
Right? And basically these picnics after church, folks will get up, on the hillside, picnic baskets, having a good time, dancing, just to sit back and watch a black person get lynched. And I think that is a DNA factor in many of these people nowadays who sit back, will watch someone get killed, watch someone black get killed, and cheer the person on verbally, non-verbally, but the support comes into all this money that's raised on GoFundMe type sites for these people's defense. And when they have killed and murdered somebody, something is wrong.
But is it, this has been going on.
I'm talking about the picnics.
They've been going on. Is there something in these folks' DNA, these white folks' DNA, Ain't something they brought from Europe that they can't get over this?
I
That
think
they don't realize they can't just lynch and kill people?
It is deeply, deeply psychological with these folks, because and the reason I say this need to police and control black bodies, but it's just the world, society tells them where they should be, and we talk about this all the time, and then they look around and they're not there. They want to know why they're not driving a Ferrari, why their women not falling at their feet, because they were born and told their whole lives that white skin afforded them certain privileges. And when they don't have these privileges, that frustration sets in, and they want to look around and they want to blame black folks. They want to blame black folks because they for their loss of wealth. They want to blame black folks, because we're reminded that they lost the war for their control of black bodies. And so it's something that's deeply psychological. And no matter how many black folks they kill, they're never going to regain that station.
For the sake of this argument, though, I'd like to ask the panel, is what these people are doing, is it intentional, or does it, by these GoFundMe accounts and different things like that, is that something that happens afterwards because the person who actually did the killing was not intending maybe to do so?
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he held
this is how I-
But that's what I'm
this is how
saying.
I
Was
look
it
at
intentional?
This is how I look at it, okay? He was on that subway train when Jordan was probably talking to himself, probably asking people for money or whatever he was doing. And it became a trigger, if you will, for Daniel Penny to go do the honorable thing and take this person down. Now, something we got to remember now, Dr. Samasi last week was talking about the fact that he was a Marine trained on how to do a chokehold. That has not, I haven't forgotten what she said, that a Marine is trained to kill when there's a chokehold involved. And so people on the train, on the subway was telling him to stop. You're hurting him. Stop.
Oh, they
You're
were?
hurting him.
They did say that?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But he held him down for 15 minutes.
He squeezed the life out of him. It's that's the 15-minute chokehold is disturbing. My other thing about this is this young man, he one of the things he said was that he shouted, "I'm hungry, and I'm thirsty, and I'm tired, and I don't care about living anymore. I don't care." Anybody with this much human empathy would have said, when the train stops, I'll get you a sandwich. You know what I mean? So you could have de-escalated that by saying, okay, you know what I mean? So where's that at? You know what I mean? Like, why did they instantly had to go to violence instead of instantly going to de-escalation and instantly saying, you know what, you're hungry, let me help.
So what you're saying, he wouldn't have done this if it had been somebody white.
Exactly.
You know, and going back to my statement from last week, that train became a coliseum. And Daniel Penny was the gladiator, and Jordan Neely was the tiger he went in there to kill.
I would very much like to see and hear what the comments are going to be from our viewers. How do you feel about it? And to be able to make your comments. We do look at them, but I would really like to see that.
Yeah, we got one last week called us all racist.
Always.
Did you see that?
Always.
We're all racist.
We're always racist. Always. And so we're racist for pointing out injustice. But the other thing I want to say about this too, when you see this GoFundMe, you know what that looks like to me?
What?
That looks like the statues that went up after the Civil War during the Civil Rights Movement. It's what that is it's a message. You know what I mean? This guy is our hero. You're not gonna take him down, and so we're gonna give him money. It's a message that he has our support. And so that Vivek Ramas, whatever his name is, Ramen Noodle, whatever his name, I don't even care. But that's a message.
And the fact that DeSantis got involved in it also caused the GoFundMe account to go up as well.
Yeah.
For that guy?
It's a message. It's the same as putting up those giant statues of the Confederate generals.
All of you on the panel know kind of where I'm at, but I'm going to ask a rhetorical question. What are we going to do about it? I'm not asking for you to answer this now, but I believe that the viewers, I want to hear what you think as well as to what we're going to do about this, because black people are being assaulted on many different levels. DEI, in Florida, there's just a number of things that are happening. And the way I feel about it is that we're doing nothing other than talking about it on these shows.
What else can you do? Come on, be real. What else can you do? We are outnumbered and outgunned in this country.
What about what we spend?
Oh,
What about if we just said we're not going to buy any more Buicks? What if we said we're not going to buy any more Cadillac?
Buick had nothing to do with it.
I understand that, but you're asking what can we do? But I bet you it would get the attention of the American public when we say this is what we're going to do.
Well, I think the better question to me is, what are white folks going to do about it?
Well, we always ask that, and they tell you nothing.
It's in their corner to do something to stop this idiocy from continuing to go on. It's up to them.
But
we
you
can't
have,
isolated cases like that, like Arbery that was in Georgia, right? This in New York. We're not there. Okay, they're going to keep happening. They're going to keep. I don't care if you boycott or you picket. Buick, Walmart, Amazon. The folks who are prone to do this is going to continue to do it. And there's a history. There's a history of it.
Well, we're in a situation where the powers to be in the United States do not hold these murderers accountable. I mean, this is called a spade a spade. These mass shootings of schools.
Right.
The main culprit are young white males, right? These Jordan Neely-like murders, mostly white men, but they're not being held accountable. And usually what happens is, like in Texas, we had a shooting in that mall out in Texas.
Yeah.
And what does Abbott do? He says, well, what we're going to do is I'm going to sign this law saying businesses can put up, do not bring a gun in here outside. He doesn't say where it needs to be placed, but that's what they do. They're still going to hold on to their rights to guns, which means the right to kill.
And you know where I stand on that. I still think it's the Nat Turner Syndrome. That's why they're not getting rid of the guns. They have this image of black insurrection, and they're not going to get rid of the guns.
But don't you think they'd like that? They would like a black insurrection. Because that would give them
mass killing.
Give them to wipe us out.
There's a large segment that would love nothing more than that.
Right, yeah. Because I always maintained the only reason they didn't try to exterminate us after after slavery is because of the Bible and the Constitution. So they're doing it a different way. They're slowly trying to do it with these killings, and then also with some of the things we're doing to ourselves. So I'll open it up. Anybody else?
No, I'm in agreement. And one of the other reasons they didn't kill us after slavery because they still needed us to pick the cotton. That's the point. So when you become no longer economically relevant to these folks, when you're no longer necessary for the labor pool, because a lot of the jobs that we used to do, Latinos, they've been automated, or Latinos have come in as they start taking the manual labor jobs in the field and stuff like that. And so
that's going to be interesting.
We're going to have a rude awakening.
Because of this
Exactly. It's going to be a rude awakening when all of your fruit prices go up.
But it leaves us like, okay, they're taking these jobs down here. And so we have, what space do we have to occupy? And so again, it's the sisters have once again led the way. You know what I mean? They've gone back to school, they've educated themselves, and black men need to follow that lead. Because what space are you going to occupy in the future? It's not that, I mean, my generation, it's too late for me, but my kids' generation, hey, go out there and learn AI, go out there and learn cybersecurity, go out there and learn programming, go out there. And so it's just a matter of you know, you asking what's the solution, or it's the space that we have to occupy. We have to occupy the critical spaces in the future that make us necessary.
Okay, that's your ending. You want to close your ending?
I don't, you know, to be honest with you, this is, I'm just totally baffled and frustrated about the whole situation. These, you know, going from the top of the show, the relationships between black men, black women, I've got to wonder, you know, what's going on with that? What do I tell my son? What do I tell my future grandkids? You know, what do I tell young ladies who approach me? You know, these continual killings of our people is very disturbing, making it to the point where even I, you know, when I go out, I think about the time that I go out, where I go out, how I get there, you know, everything. So it's just too much on our minds, on the minds of a black person that have to be worrying about all of this. And believe it or not, we do worry about it.
Okay, Mr. Chris, closing comments.
I think Dr. Chadwell said it best. We do think about these things, and it's something that a human being should not have to think about. I really would like to know and hear your comments. Please go to the site, Black Video Network News, and be able to offer your comments. I definitely, personally, will be looking to see what those comments are. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's a good way to close it. Thank you. So this is Contemporary Black Voices here at Black Video Network saying thank you, and we'll see you next week, and we'll be telling our story our way.